should be good. Am I live on that side? Yeah. We should be good. I believe so. I believe we good to go. My mic is on. Yeah. Believe we good. Man. Let me make sure we good though. Hold up, I can't even see my chat. OCO, y'all, how y'all doing?
OCO, freethinkers.
Y'all can hear me, right? Oh no, we on time today, baby. You thought I was playing? Let's go.
It's up.
It's go time, Slim.
We good? All right, let's get it.
OCO, freethinkers.
Cause one thing about it, two things for sure, three things for certain, nigga.
You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
It's up.
The champ is here.
He's here to make you think.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history.
You are watching a master at work.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
Relax and take notes.
This man is unstoppable.
Look at that Indian right there. Look at this Indian.
It's Dane Calloway.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I will not be debating Dane Calloway.
Hey, talk tall, Dane. Talk tall. Yeah, hope y'all doing well. Hope everybody doing well. I can't hear myself in my headphones right now. I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to fix my headphones. Hold on. Something happened. It's all good though. We in here though. This is live, baby. Yeah. Now I'm sure you can hear me, but I need to be able to hear myself. That's very important. Okay. I'm trying to wait for it to come up, man. It's tripping. Then I'm about to, there you go. Okay, hold up. It's cutting on. I don't know why it was delayed. It's all good though. Y'all may hear that echo that's in there. I think I'm gonna leave that echo on. I'm gonna start shouting everybody out real quick. Let me start that over real quick. All right, yeah, there you go. 2, 2, 2. Yes, I can hear myself. Yeah. So who we got up in here? Hold up. Yeah, I need y'all to shout out y'all city and state, man. Keep spamming emojis and flooding the chat. Turn up. Keep spamming emojis and flooding the chat. Nah, I ain't shouting out nobody until that chat get flooded. I need the chat to be spinning in order for me to start shouting people out, bro. I ain't even going, bro. Turn up. Keep spamming emojis and flooding the chat. Alright, so we in there now. Alright, we in there. Alright, okay. Little Rock, Arkansas in the building, I see you. What up, Chicago? What up, Cleveland? What up, Ohio? What up, H-Town? Arlington, Virginia. Yeah, I see you, Houston. I see you, St. Louis. What up, Virginia? What up, Texas? What up, North Carolina? What up, Kansas? What up, Duval in the building? Northwest in the building, say Bambo. Northwest in the building. Dallas, Texas checking in. What's good, Brooklyn? Long Island. Southside, DC in the building. Hey.
Set it on fire.
What up, DC? What up, NOLA? St. Petersburg, Florida. North Carolina. Georgia in the building. South Carolina in the building. Indianapolis in the building. Arkansas in the building. GA in the building. The Carolinas. Hampton, VA in the building. Chicago in the building. Louisville, Kentucky in the building. What up, though? They go LA. What up, LA? Cali in the building. Fort Lauderdale, Florida in the building. South Florida in the building. I see you. 205 Alabama in the building. What up, Eriqua? What up, Blue Dreamer? Whatever mods I got up in here tonight. What up, Arizona? I see you. What up, Detroit? Oakland in the house. What up, though? What's good, Texas? St. Louis, what up? Montgomery, Alabama in the building. PA in the building. What up, Pennsylvania? Carla, what's good, Carla? Brick City in the building. Philly in the building. Inglewood in the building. This be gold. Longview, Texas in the building. Trenton, New Jersey in the building. What up, New Jersey? Buffalo, New York. Birmingham, Alabama. Green Bay, Wisconsin in the building. I see you, Inglewood, in here heavy. Bridgeport, Connecticut. What up, Connecticut? Hold up, give me a new one. Give me a new one. Give me something new. What's this? Is this too slow? I don't know. Wichita Falls, Texas. Oh, this joint better crank. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, hey, this joke go, hold up. Martin, Tennessee in the building. Augusta, Georgia in the building. God damn, this joke thumping. Hold up, turn it up a little bit more with my headphones though. That joke thumping. Henry County in the building, downtown Los Angeles in the building, Stone Mountain, GA in the building, big shit. Let's go. Sacramento, Cali in the building, what's good? Montgomery, Alabama, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Tallahassee, Florida, Clearwater, Florida. Oh, Florida here heavy. I see you, what up, Yellowhammer? Harrisburg, PA in the building, I see you, brother, how you? Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. Nashville, Tennessee in the building. The Philippines in the building. What up, Philippines? Fort Myers in this big. I see you, West Palm Beach, Florida. Florida in here heavy tonight. Man, that's crazy. Minnesota, what's good? Jersey in this mob. This don't go. What up, Landover, Maryland in the building? I see you. Marietta, Georgia. Jacksonville, Mississippi. Baltimore in the building. What up, B-More? I'm doing well, brother. Thank you for asking. Long Beach, Cali in the building. Look, y'all. We got one of them nights about to pop off. I'ma get a little educational. Just a little bit, right? Nah, a little bit more. I'ma take it there tonight. You said I'm a living legend. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, we got some things coming, man. Things in the works. It's gonna be beautiful. Y'all gonna like it. I promise you that. RJ made this beat. My bro RJ made this beat. Yeah. And then, you know, it's either gonna be me, RJ, my boy Zoe, M16, or me that's gonna be making these beats. Or doing the music in the background that you hearing. H-Town, what up? Alright, so look, hold up. Let me get set right now. Hold up. Let me get set right now. Let me do this right now. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Somebody just did 5 gifted. Hold up, I just gotta make sure who that was. I done pulled up another screen. Who was that with the 5 gifted? Bro, Unique with the 5 gifted. Isaiah been a member for 14 months. I appreciate that. You said Oseo for Springfield, Ohio. Free the indigenous. Yeah, we gonna be talking about that tonight. We're gonna be talking about that. Keep in mind, when people gift memberships like that, that is random. It go to random people, whoever selected in the chat. It's first come, first serve. Just to let y'all know, I'm not playing favoritism and passing it to whoever. Nah, it's first come, first serve. When they drop that, and shout out to those that do be dropping the memberships like that. I appreciate that. They gift the memberships like that and hand it back to the people. I appreciate that. Capricorn with the gifted. I appreciate that.
Set it on fire, 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 fire.
Y'all caught you live, Brandy. I appreciate that. Yeah, hey, I appreciate you being here, Brandy. Yep, we live, baby. And I believe I still got my echo on, don't I? The echo ain't too much though, right, y'all? I can't hear it. Y'all can only hear it. The echo eye is leveled pretty good. What y'all think? It's not smacking in your ear? It sound good? I ain't gonna leave it like that. It's only when I'm doing the shout outs. It's cool? Okay. It's good? I bet. Nah, yeah. You need that beat again? All right, we'll do it one more time. I'm trying to get the...
It's up.
I'm trying to get started. Capricorn, I appreciate that. Detroit in the building, what up? Yeah, this don't go. This don't do go. Nah, because Dane Chester, Pennsylvania, get a shout out. What up, Chester, Pennsylvania? What's good, Robert? Yeah. I appreciate that, y'all. Morale, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Oh, seal, brethren, you sound good." I appreciate that, brother. Absolutely. Serrano in the building. What up, Sam? Hey, LaShawn from South Florida. I see you, North Carolina. San Diego, Cali in the building. Oh, y'all getting up in here a little late. It's okay. I'm glad I didn't start right away. Because, I mean, regardless, even if you miss it, you be able to go back. Henderson, Kentucky, what up? Yeah, we got some heat coming. This gonna be a nice one because there's some things I saw that I want to go over. Greenville, South Carolina. I miss Greenville. Yeah, this joint, I might have to put this to the side. Hold on, I'm about to stop playing that one. That one mine. Hold on, I'll play something else. I'll play something else. Kiki, St. Louis, Missouri, I see you. What up, Jacksonville, North Carolina, I see you. Baltimore City, I see you. Nah, I put that one to the side. That don't go. That ain't coming out no more. Until we put a record to that. I will give y'all some things I was recording, but I don't have it right here on my desktop. I don't have it handy. Wait, do I? Nah, I don't. And I know M16 will probably get pissed because we in a mixing phase to a couple jumps, so I'ma wait. Memphis 10 in the building. Southeast Kansas in the building. Durham, North Carolina in the building. Fort Pierce in the building. Claymont, Delaware in the building. What up, Delaware? I ain't see you in a minute, Delaware. Oxon Hill, Maryland in the building. Yeah, hey, what up, Oxon Hill? Chi-Town in the building. What up, Chicago? Yeah, this beat go too. They don't do us like that. What you mean? Omaha, Nebraska, OCO, what's good? Southeast in the building, 202 all day that. You know what's good, Slim? Born and raised, baby. Yeah, man. What up, Jay? Wisconsin, Brooklyn, I see you. Yeah, this don't go. So look, I want to do this right now. If you haven't already, join the 13% community server right now. I think we have 14,000 people. Am I right? we at 14,000, right? We should have walked 14,000 by now. 202 all day that. Eating what you play that. I never been a clown, but homie, don't play that. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not even on beat. I'm purposely off beat because I don't want to rap right now, man. Don't get me in the mood. We at 14,000 in the 13%. Oklahoma, what's good? You said bring the beat back. You missed it. It's starting off like that, and it's RJ that made the beat. It started just like that. You purchased. Hold up. You purchased the book, but you took too long to download. Okay, send an email, and I'll have it open back up so you can. Man, y'all gotta stop playing. Y'all gotta download these jokes. It costs me money to keep it longer than 30 days. It costs me money to keep it on the server for 30 days. You gotta get these jokes quick. 30 days is a long time. But don't worry, it don't matter. Just send an email and then we'll do it again. We'll send it again. Send an email. Now I'm purposely echoing. I got the echo on because I was doing the shout outs. All right, so we have 14,037 members inside of the 13% community server. That is excellent. That is excellent. No, it's all good, brother. Don't worry about it. You ain't gotta apologize. It happens. It happens. You probably got tied up. You said too, I bet. We go, all right, we gonna make sure that happens. My admins are looking at you right now, so we gonna make sure that happens. Yeah, nah, you good, Maximum Riser? Yeah, I got that on purpose. Got that on purpose. So nah, let me cut the echo off real quick. Hold up, we about to get started right now. Hold up, let me switch everything. Let me do them. Yeah, do those. All right, cause look. All right, so the first thing I'm going to get into, now. Yeah, the book is on. And matter of fact, I'm going to mention a couple things about the book here tonight because some things happen that I feel as though people need to understand. Things are happening and it's on the right. Matter of fact, let me go into this right now. Let me go into it right now. So let me hold on. We're not just going to be talking about the war tonight. Okay. Not only, I'm going to talk about specific things though that are affecting the people in a way that people probably don't know about. Let Trump tell you in ways that people have never seen before. Right? In many ways that people have never seen before. You know how he do. He do that every 5 seconds, right? So I want to show y'all something, right? So the first thing I want to do, matter of fact, let me type this out. I want to make sure, I want to ask y'all a question. Have y'all heard about deed theft? Now, this has been happening for a very long time. And these Jews that y'all, they leaving Venezuela and Argentina and Israel and coming over here. Do y'all know they taking y'all property? Y'all heard of it, right? Okay, now I'm gonna get into it tonight because this is some disturbing news that is happening like consistently. And it's been happening for years, ever since the 1800s to be exact. I mean, we could go further back, 1700s, land grabbing, but I want y'all to see how this is done. And I'm also gonna give ways for you to protect yourself from this. But hold on, I'm gonna play, let me make sure I got this up and turn this up. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all this. Before we get into it, let me just show y'all what some of y'all don't know, just in case there's some people out there that don't know what's happening with deed theft. Let me show you.
Deed theft, where homeowners are essentially tricked out of their properties, has been a pervasive problem for a few years now. And now this group is rallying outside the governor's office, demanding that she do something about it.
My father and I worked really hard. We scraped and we saved and we purchased our home. legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office.
Ho. I know y'all not disrespecting that like button like that. I know y'all not. And we about to get into a deep topic right here. Nah, I need y'all to smash that like button right now. Come on now, don't disrespect that like button like that. I look up, we at just getting at 1,000, and that like button ain't close. Turn that like button up, y'all. Come on now. Now, if you brand new around here, subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Then click the link, the like button. Then that notification bell at the same time so you won't miss out on any live streams or videos I post. Yeah, that's not fair. Y'all about hit the like button. That's not fair. I'm about to go over to some work right now, okay? Some real research I'm about to go into. Not just playing videos. I need that like button turned up. Don't make me, There go Montana. What up, Montana? Letitia, we ain't forget about you too. I heard what's going on and I agreed to that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you that live. I agreed to that. We got something coming up. Yes, that's gonna be perfect timing, and yes, I agree with that, okay? We gonna make that happen. Cause look, matter of fact, Letitia, look at what's going on, Letitia. This topic right here. Don't say nothing, but you see what I'm saying? You see what topic I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying? So, watch how I do it. You just DM'd her, okay, look, but watch how I do it. Watch this. I do not play. Y'all know I don't play. All right, watch this. So, again, this is what we going over. We going over deed theft. And man, we got to hone in onto this problem right here. This is an issue right here, y'all. This is a big issue. And, you know, people didn't really take a look at it in a sense where it's just our people taking a look at it, because it's really affecting our people the most. It do affect, you know, the Latino community as well, but mainly it's affecting our communities. It's affecting the needy communities. So I'm gonna play a couple of things. We're gonna go into some, you know, I'm gonna read a couple of things, and I'm gonna tell you some realistic things that you should be doing to counteract this. And here we go. So let's play the couple news things and a couple people recording, some people on the ground in New York doing that. And and by the way, it's happening in more than just New York. I'm gonna go over that. All right, here we go.
Deed theft, where homeowners are essentially tricked out of their properties, has been a pervasive problem for a few years now. And now this group is rallying outside the governor's office, demanding that she do something about it.
My father and I worked really hard. We scraped and we saved and we purchased our home legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office about the devastating impact of her 15-year fight to reclaim ownership of her Brooklyn home following deed theft.
Stop. 15-year fight. I have to help my people. Y'all gotta know it should not have took that long. I gotta help my people. This is unheard of. But I'm glad that, you know, it was brought to my attention that this is still ongoing. Yeah, matter of fact, right now, shout out to everybody inside of the 13% community server sharing endless stuff with me. And, you know, they asked me, hey, man, can you cover that for me, Dane? And yeah, this was right up my alley. I appreciate this. Again, shout out to the 13%. If you would like to join, click the link right now that's inside of the chat. Right now, it's free. I'm not asking for any money for you to join or not like that. It's free. Join. Shout out to Montana, been a member for 40 months in a row. I appreciate that. Fire. Montana said, Chief, hope all is well, and shout out to all the mods for holding it down. I haven't been getting the notifications. Not gonna lie though, I was creating some stupid heat. Oh, I need to hear that, Montana. If you've been in the studio doing your thing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is the time, man. I've been recording, so let me know. But shout out to you, man. And I know, you know, when busy get busy and work get to working, you know, things take time, man. All in due time, but you got to create great things. Take your time, man. Matter of fact, shout out to all of y'all. I'm a round of applause for all of y'all right now that's watching right now live. Thank y'all for showing up and watching this live. Yeah, Montana. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Absolutely. What up, Houston? You said you in Houston and you know 3 people that this happened to. I'm going to get into that. Watch. I'm going to get into that. This is a problem though, y'all. I'm just pointing it out. Then we're going to talk about this. Then I'm going to give you a solution. And I mean solution. And you better get to it. I'm not playing. You better do it. Especially if your folk got a house and you heard her say that she's been forward. They said that she has been fighting for 15 years. One more time.
We saved and we purchased our home legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office about the devastating impact of her 15-year fight to reclaim ownership of her Brooklyn home following deed theft.
It leads to homelessness. It leads to depression. It leads to all sorts of failures. Here we are, Black people, in this country now for over 400 years, and we're constantly starting from...
We was here longer than that, sister.
Theft is when a property's title is transferred away from the rightful owner, generally due to deceptive or predatory tactics. Frequently, the targets are seniors and communities of color.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now, Brooklyn City Councilman Chio Say is pressing the governor to put a moratorium on evictions where there's a deed theft case pending or being investigated.
We are pleading to the governor, to the head of the state, to do right by...
So just the delay to evictions.
And to do your
Keep
job.
in mind, these people are frauding our people out of their homes. It's resulting into them being evicted out of their homes. Are y'all paying attention? This is a very serious matter. Deed theft is the word. Deed theft. This is it. So it's a form of like grand larceny, where the property titles are illegally transferred through forgery or fraud by way of the titles or the deeds. And like you said, usually the victims are seniors, but it's mainly communities of people of color. Anybody that's in a rapidly gentrifying neighborhood. Deed theft has been around since the 1800s. If you ask me, I would say 1700s, but we're going to say 1800s because I understand they're going to say the 1800s because of the newspapers. The newspapers used to describe deed theft as the people that were organizing the deed theft. They called them deed theft rackets, and especially in New York. Especially in New York. Now, if you recall, when I went over the Harlem Renaissance, I mentioned this before as far as the Harlem area. And then remember how my wife broke down the term Harlem? Go back on the channel so you can understand that this was all their plan to take the land. And it's been happening more than just once. Like a lot of people are out there saying that this happened a long time ago, and I agree with them, but it happened on more than one occasion. It happened on more than one occasion. 1800s, 1900s, 1940s, 1950s, 1960s. It kept happening every 10 years, but it was happening in different states. Let me say it that way. Sometimes it was simultaneously, but in most cases, it was happening like, I would say on a consistent basis, but back to back. Back to back, not at the same time. It was unbearable for certain folks. But they called that, remember when I went over this in my previous videos, they called that motive gentrification, right? Before gentrification, it was called urban removal. Y'all remember when I went over this? And then the new neighborhoods that they put our people in was called urban renewal. Remember? So urban removal, urban renewal, project housing, gentrification. In between that time, it was redlining. But the redlining came in at 1900. So deed theft came before that. So now y'all need to, okay, good. Okay. So our grandparents know about this. Our great grandparents know about this. You see how deep this get? Okay. And this is an ongoing problem that has to cease. And the only way that's going to happen is if me and other people try our best to educate our people as to what we can do. But a lot of this information has been kept away because there are people that look like you and I who are being paid to gatekeep this information away from our people. So they won't know what to do to protect themselves. So our people think they're just, they have no choice. Oh, we got to go through the courts and blah, blah, blah. And that's what the problem is. As soon as you walk into the court is not working in your favor. Listen, I'm going to tell you a solution. Keep that in mind. I'm not mentioning all of this and not giving you a solution. I already put the solution out, but I'm going to remind you. Okay? This is how serious this is.
Generally due to deceptive or predatory tactics. Frequently, the targets are seniors and communities of color.
The reason why I said the courts are not working in your favor is because these people are going to court to make this work in their favor. Forgery is done in court. The fraud is done in court. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not them going to a printing shop and getting it done, or not that only, should I say, going to a Kinko's or FedEx, whatever it's called now, I forgot, and just printing out the paperwork. It's not just that. No, they getting signatures. Okay? We got to talk about this.
When do we want it?
Now, Brooklyn City Councilman Chiosei is pressing the governor to put a moratorium on evictions where there's a deed theft case pending or being investigated.
We are pleading to the governor, to the head of the state, to do right by all of us, to do right by Black New Yorkers, and to do your job.
During the moratorium, Chiosei and other elected leaders are demanding legislative fixes, like more support for homeowners in eviction court, special investigative units inside district attorneys' offices, a public database of shell companies associated with deed theft, and more. In response, a spokeswoman...
Stop. Let me hear that again. Let me hear what they plan to do.
It's inside district attorneys' offices, a public database of shell companies associated with deed theft, and more. In response, a spokeswoman Chiosei and other elected leaders are demanding legislative fixes, like more support for homeowners in eviction court.
More support for homeowners in eviction court. That's not helping us.
Special investigative units inside district attorneys' offices.
Special investigative units inside of district attorneys' offices? That's not helping us.
A public database of shell companies associated with deed theft and...
That'll probably help us to give us more names of these companies. But at the same time, if we don't have the court's backing, then what could we do? Watch, I'm gonna tell you what we could do. Hold on.
In response, a spokeswoman for the governor's office did not mention an immediate moratorium, but said the governor has taken a number of steps to push back against deed theft. Quote, no New Yorker should be cheated out of the opportunity to keep their home, which is why Governor Hochul has proposed $40 million in her state budget for the Homeowner Protection Program, and why she has led the way in enacting strong protections to empower homeowners and crack down on illegal deed theft.
Now, what I gathered from her, what her actions were, give me a second. Let me make sure. Now they're saying that they put out, they made it a felony in New York. They finally made this a felony in New York. Listen to that. You mean to tell me this wasn't even against the law? Grand larceny is not. Wait a minute, you finally made this lawful? Illegal? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they just did that, July 2024. And guess what? There's a statute of limitations. The prosecution can only begin within 5 years of the theft or 2 years after discovery. If the theft happened within 5 years or 2 years after it was discovered. Keep in mind, didn't that lady say right in the beginning that she was fighting this for 15 years? Listen. And that's just on the New York side. And that's with their attorney general. That's what she did. And it says the attorney general now has concurrent jurisdiction with the local district attorneys to investigate and prosecute these crimes directly. Quote, the New York attorney general now has concurrent jurisdiction with local district attorneys to investigate and prosecute these crimes directly. That sounds good, but has she done anything? No, let me tell you why. Because consistent complaints have been increasing between 2023 and 2025. In fact, they have a percentage, and it increased by 240%. She didn't do a goddamn thing. You know why? Because it's her own kind that's doing it. And what I mean by that is a particular so-called Jewish person. We're going to get into that.
But advocates say they will press on for more reform and that immediate moratorium.
Moratorium now! Moratorium now!
Governor Hochul, it is now at your door.
Right.
What are you going to do to keep black families in their home? That's it. That's all I want to hear about.
Between 2014 and 2023, there have been roughly 3,500 complaints of deed theft in New York City alone. So we will continue following these proposals and continue to follow up with the governor's office and councilman's office as this moves forward. In Midtown, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.
Now, he ended at 2023, and I told you from 2023 to 2025, it increased by 240%. I just want that to be known. I need you to, wait, let this sink in. Let that sink in. Here we go.
Black homeowners in Brooklyn are fighting what they call ongoing deed theft. They say residents are losing their homes and they're not getting justice. Hannah Klieger breaks down their message and how city and state prosecutors are responding.
Activists gathered outside the Brooklyn District Attorney's office this afternoon.
People are left homeless, hopeless, and victimized.
Their frustration echoed in their voices as this lawyer says he's had dozens of alleged victims coming to him for help.
You come to the DA's office because you believe it's a crime. And what the DA's office tells you is go to the Supreme Court and file a civil action.
Part of their message is a cycle of what they call selective prosecution. Certain cases and serial scammers get a lot of attention, but other cases don't even make it into the courtroom.
They don't even make it into the courtroom.
And then victimized again by the legal and court system that is supposed to, at the very least, listen to their cries for help.
DA Eric Gonzalez's office issued a statement that reads they have a robust and active deed fraud unit that secured 31 indictments since 2017, all leading to convictions.
Wait a minute. Whoa. 31? When the other guy just said it was 3,500 alone? And he only did 31. That's not even scratching the surface.
Conviction of a man named Sanford Solney, who the courts determined stole the deeds to 11 residential properties. The homes were all returned to their owners.
But activists point to cases like these to express their dissatisfaction, saying Mr. Solney had many more victims and there are many more people engaging in this kind of illegal behavior.
They're not going to do anything because of statute of limitations.
The Office of New York Attorney General Letitia.
They're not going to do anything because of statute of limitations. Remember when I read that statute of limitations? Let me go back to that quote. Okay. The prosecution can now only begin within 5 years of the theft or 2 years after they discovered it. That's your statute of limitations.
Properties. The homes were all returned to their owners.
But activists point to cases like these to express their dissatisfaction, saying Mr. Soley had many more victims and there are many more people engaging in this kind of illegal behavior.
They cannot do anything because of statute of limitations.
The Office of New York Attorney General Letitia James says she has led an effort to pass stronger anti-deed theft laws that give prosecutors more power to protect victims by establishing deed theft as a crime and amending the statute.
By establishing deed theft as a crime. The word theft is indeed theft, and it wasn't a crime. Are y'all listening? I'm gonna let that sink in. Let that sink in. The word theft is indeed theft, and that theft wasn't a crime. And this has been like this for years. And the reason why is because in our cities, the county clerks often relied on only signatures or notaries. Remember the notaries, don't forget that. So there was no safeguards. And if it was only a few safeguards that was against. That's forgery right there. In other words, as long as America has had recorded land titles, there have been people stealing land through that type of fraud. So they went from forging paper deeds in the 1800s and by the 1900s, I'm gonna say like the mid 1900s, or no, I would say like around I would say like a 1912, 1920s. That's when they started the digital filings. Then identity theft became a thing. What you think April Fools was all about? They were trying to fool our people out of not only their land, but their identity too. So when they forge a paperwork on deeds, you think they ain't gonna know? They ain't gonna forge. Come on, people. You trust in the same people that forged documents to take your land, to take your home away from you, right up under you. And they still doing it today. Hold on, I'll come back to this. Hold on, I'm gonna show you an example. Hold on. This is what they doing right now. Let me go to 9x16. This is right now. Look, where we at? Right here.
I'm trying to scam my boy out his property. Look, it's the second time he came around trying to get him.
All right, Daniel.
Trying to scam.
I came to do inspection of the house.
Ain't no inspection. You don't own the house. Get out of here. You don't own nothing.
You know this is a court order.
Get court order.
What, a Louis Vuitton belt?
No, get out of here. Fake ass court.
Oh.
Look at this nigga trying to scam.
Ho. Come on, y'all, hit the like button. Look, we about to get into it because who's doing that, Dane? I'm showing you. I'm showing you. Ain't but one group of people doing it. Let's be real. Let's be real. Ain't you tired of this same old, same old? And look, and this is for my people right here. Right here, this message right here is for my people. Ain't you tired of this shit right here? And this is across the country. It's happened in North Carolina. It's happened in Texas. It's happened in Tennessee, Massachusetts, Arizona, Michigan, Maryland, Virginia, South Carolina, Kentucky, and California, just in 2025 alone. Ooh, listen. In 2025 alone, a national survey, and I pulled this up. It was a 2025 national survey of real estate professionals, and they found awareness of deed theft or title fraud and markets across 43 states plus Washington, D.C. I personally know that they were doing that in D.C. because I know somebody that got land in D.C. for 1 penny. I don't know them personally like I'm on their side, but I'm aware of how he got that. White guy too, Jew, by the way, got that landmass for a penny, and I brought it up when it happened and nobody said nothing. But see, I'm not the political type, but that's why I'm kind of such, I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about it because if I was mayor in DC, it will be a whole rack of shit shutting. I will shut that shit down. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the hood's gonna have my back. I ain't even gonna need your security because everybody know what the fuck happened. I will make sure that let me say professionally now. I will make sure that the real DC will look like Chocolate City all over again, and which it should be. In 2025, this was last year, y'all. We just in April. We in April now of 2026. Last year, this was happening in 43 states. It says some of the states most frequently mentioned in news reports and law enforcement warnings are New York, Texas, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Maryland, and Michigan. And that was by the FBI. Let me start putting some shit up. Hold on. I'm tripping. I said I was going to start putting stuff on screen. Let me start putting stuff on screen again, so people won't think I'm playing. What'd that say right there? April 1st. What'd that say right there? FBI Boston warns quick claim deed fraud is on the rise. 2025. April 1st, 2025. The same old shit that been happening for years, and it be the same old suspects that be getting away with it for years. How come that wasn't against the law? New York just made this lawful, July 2024. Think about that, y'all. So how many other states is this still lawful? Remember when I told y'all that they never showed y'all, I'm about to make this deep. Remember when I told y'all that they never showed y'all the slave codes? And the reason why they couldn't show you the slave codes that they put out there in every state? I should start doing giveaways or something, some type of prize or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause if somebody can answer that question accurately based off of what I put out there, I should give them something. Because that's major. That's major. I went over it numerous times in the past in documentary format, especially. I'm about to start doing that. Because that would really excite me to let me know that I know people have been paying attention because I do hear people regurgitating my stuff on a daily basis. And I'm actually proud of that because that means that more people are learning and I didn't waste my time this whole 10 years I've been on YouTube. People have been paying attention to the history that has not been told to our people for a reason because they know it's going to put us in position to win once we recognize what the problem is and we solve that problem by not allowing that problem to happen again. You know, when they say history repeats itself, the slave trade codes, the slave codes of every state. Remember when I told you to go find one and I gave you the one that you could find, right? And that was it. And the reason why is because the slave codes wasn't about putting you in slavery by chains and shackles. It was about taking everything from you. That's why. Notice how every state, I'll tell you, Alabama, Arizona, California, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, Washington, and West Virginia. This was all last year. New York was the only one that made this illegal the year before. And then they said plus DC. So think about that. How long has this been going on? And I told you since the 1800s. Does it sound like any politician that claimed that they need the black person's vote mention anything like this as to the reason why things like project housing happen, redlining happen, the Justice Department doesn't, like, it's like they work against us because they do. They're assigned to work against us. This is their duty. That government is for foreigners only. The civil rights was for foreigners only. They did not write, they made pretend like they wrote it in the Indians' favor. And they handed it to foreigners. This is a nationwide problem. And they especially attacking the people that's in the low DC, in the low income areas. DC, look. Remember how we gonna be looking at our projects at DC, for example. The reason why I'm using DC so much is because I'm from there. And I want folks in DC and Maryland that know about the areas, like, for example, the hoods that they got rid of, okay? That they tore down and put up beautiful homes. And you think that's actually good? That's gentrification, and that was done on purpose. And keep in mind, it was beautiful homes before Berry Farms was there, as an example. Okay? And then they put Berry Farms there. The people they consistently move our people further and further away from the inner cities. Whatever they consider an inner city, then they push our people out. That's what they've been doing. Moving our people. Immigration with an E. Moving our people. We wasn't being shipped to Africa. We were being shipped in places in America on purpose by way of gentrification to make more room for incoming foreigners. That's been going on for years, and I've been teaching about it for a while. You got to understand that this is not a game. Everything I've been teaching about is factual. Nobody can say I'm talking out the side of my neck when it comes to this topic or any topic that I talk about, because I know my shit. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm pulling this shit up. Look. Tennessee woman pleads guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Look how identity theft is going right with it. Wire fraud. Scheme involving fraudulent deed transfers and property sales. This part wasn't against the law. This part was. Identity theft, wire fraud. Scheme involving. That's not what she got arrested for. The fraudulent scheme involved at least 19 properties worth over $1.4 million. Elisa England, 32, of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Look.
You guys are trying to scam my boy out his property. Look, It's the second time he came around talking about he trying to get him.
All right, Daniel.
Trying to scam.
I came to do inspection of the house.
Ain't no inspection. You don't own the house. Get out of here. You don't own nothing.
You know this is a court order.
Like, get court order.
Must vacate.
No, get out of here. Fake ass court order. Look at this nigga trying to scam. This guy been here for years. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. He's born here. Get out of here. When they call the cops, you came, the cops came, they did nothing. Get out of here. Yo, oh yeah. I don't know if you know this guy trying to scam. We not playing over here. We not playing. We don't give a fuck about that little fake ass hat. We knock his fucking hat off. We not playing. You heard me? We not playing.
I understand.
I'm trying to play. I'm trying to get him the fuck out of here before he get himself hurt out here. You heard? We don't give a fuck about that hat. You heard? We don't give a fuck about that hat. We knock his fucking head off.
Not only do y'all not do this enough, our people. Look, hear me out. I'm gonna get on y'all about that. We get on each other a lot. We'll cuss each other out in a second, in a heartbeat. But we need to be not only leaning on these motherfuckers right here that's actually doing some things to our people, but we need to be handling it properly. It needs to be a structure. And it needs to be known how you could get this stuff fixed. And I put that inside of my book. Y'all gonna be mad because I'm promoting my book. But not only am I promoting my book, I know my book is the truth. And it stops this bullshit from happening. Because that person's, the reason why that person is still there, the reason why this person, this Jew, so-called Zionist Jew, the reason why he's still there is because the property is not truly protected simply because the person's family owns it. Because ownership itself is only the beginning. What's the protection part? See how everybody missed that? We say ownership, ownership, but what about protection? The real protection comes from structure, documentation, continuity, and making certain that the property exists inside of a legal system that we create that's harder to manipulate or is harder to confuse or harder to steal. And that's why I spent so much time creating that book, because I emphasize a lot inside of that book about trust and trust funding, deed transfers, successor trustees, beneficiary instructions. I even go over family communication. I literally go over what you need to do to make this happen for you and your family, so this won't ever pop up. And I in the book, you're gonna hear me say, turning ownership into continuity. Because I explained that one of the greatest weaknesses many of our families have is the fact that the home may still be titled in that person's name, but it's only titled in that person's name, meaning like that aging parent or that grandparent, or it could be somebody that deceased, a relative long after, you know what I mean? And that leaves the people vulnerable, Okay, basically because the property becomes exposed. Because for example, if the owner dies without the title being properly transferred, and if the heirs don't understand who has authority, or if the family has no organized records, like they ain't got this stuff backed up, then confusion going to enter the picture. You already know that. It's going to be confusion often, because the deed thieves, that's how they operate. That's why he there with paperwork. Listen to him.
Call the cops. The cops came. They did nothing. Get out of here. Yo, oh yeah.
Court order. You heard him? Court order. Court order. He says it. And I address this problem inside of my book called The Quiet Blueprint of Wealth, because I teach families to place the property into properly drafted revocable trust, as an example. You ain't even got to get irrevocable right now, because you can't change it when you go that route. Get revocable. Because while the owner is still alive and capable, for example, if it's you, because when the home is owned by a trust instead of by one isolated individual, then there is an entity different from your normal. Like, there's a different layer of protection. Like, for example, he's not coming there on behalf of him. Guaranteed his paperwork is stating some type of business. And it was a transfer of ownership from business to business. Okay, I'll talk about more about that part in the book. Because, okay, there is a totally different type of protection when there's a business. That's a different layer of protection. The trust creates a clear legal owner. And it establishes who has authority. And it names the successor trustees, and I tell you in there how to do that. So it reduces that uncertainty, even if there is an illness or something like that inside of the family. Somebody has some type of incapacity, or somebody has an abrupt death, or however it goes. It protects from all of that because the property is already inside the trust before anything happens. So there's less opportunity for a criminal to exploit these delays, or right here in this case, it's going to be probate confusion because he went to court. Probate is basically getting the court involved, or any disagreements among the heirs, like amongst the trustees that's inside of the family, your brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, whoever getting inside of the trust. So that's why I kept repeating and stressing the issue that creating a trust is not enough if the property is never actually transferred into it. There we go. The trust is not enough if the property is never actually transferred into it. You have to move the property into the trust, because that's one of the most common mistakes that our people make as far as our families. They believe that signing a trust document alone protects the home. And that's why in my book I was saying I was talking about, and I was explaining to you guys, the paper trust problem. Like you can't just trust paperwork, like in his sense, like in the same guy's sense, right? This is why it was chapters that I have inside of that book, and it's still in there. I say have. There's chapters in that book going over trust funding and deeding the home into the trust. And those are very important because they explain that the deed itself must be updated and recorded properly. You like turning a trust from an idea to an active legal shield at that point. Like it's just not, oh yeah, this is on record and that's it. Like, it gotta be more to that. Like, so that's why when you go into my chapter on placing the home into the home deed into the trust, it's important in relation to deed theft, because it teaches how families could create a record or a recorded chain of ownership that is organized and current, and it's gonna be difficult to challenge. Meaning, like, y'all got the record of who's in ownership of the home, like passing them back and forth. This is like you creating generational wealth at this point. Can't nobody touch it. This is all you and your family. Keep in mind, it's not just about you, it's about you and your family. So when the deed is created and transferred to the trust, there's less ambiguity about who owns the property, less risk that, a relative, for example, can be manipulated into signing a home away, because that's what happened in the 40s a little bit, but especially in the 50s and the 60s. A lot of our people were manipulated into signing the home away. So it's going to give a less chance of that happening, and a less chance that someone could quietly insert some fraudulent deed. They come, oh no, we doing it. I'm doing a little scale. I'm looking at it. Nah, you looking at the property, and especially when the family is confused. When if anything is happening, like at a time where the family is confused, like whatever they're going through. At that time, if it was a family loss and these people getting all the words and looking at the property that they want, being all nosy and shit, you all of a sudden wondering why you seeing. But see, it's so hard for people in New York to catch on, because certain people in New York not catching on to who did gentrification in the first place. Like, who moved you into these areas in the first place? Okay, and now they want to take it back over because it's cheaper on them, okay? Because they ain't got to pay a dime. They come grab that, start their families over, then boop, all of a sudden they become a Zionist Jewish community full of them. You know what I'm saying? After a while, but that's what they've been doing. They've been doing this for a minute, and they've been getting away with it in every state. In every state. Hold on, let me finish this off.
The cops came, they did nothing. Get out of here. Yo,
I think I did finish this.
No, this guy's trying to scam. We not playing over here. We not playing. We don't give a fuck about that little fake ass hat. We knock his fucking hat off. We not playing. You heard me?
Yeah, we finished this.
I understand. I'm trying
because it gotta be, again, it has to be more than just talk. It gotta be action. It has to be more than just talk. You have to protect your family. There is added protections to this. There is added protections, but you got to know, what to do. And you got to be focused on that. So anybody that has my book right now, I want to play this for those that don't, okay? My new book is here, The Quiet Blueprint of Wealth. It's a masterclass that teaches exactly what the title implies. Grab your physical copies on Amazon Prime or anywhere else books are sold, or download the ebook version exclusively at DaneMakeYouThink.com. So that's why I'm pointing that out. It's out right now. Again, the ebook version, if you want it on your phone, it's on my website exclusively. You got to go get that. If you want the physical copies, you could go anywhere books are sold or Amazon to get that book. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what you need to do. I'm telling you what the gatekeepers were gatekeeping. And I also help prevent identity and deed theft by encouraging y'all to maintain what I call inside the book, it's called a legacy binder. So it's a complete collection of everything you need: the trust, the deeds, the account information, contact information, insurance records, tax records. And I gave you instructions for what happens if the owner becomes impaired or whatever, or incapacitated or dies. I told you all of this. This really matters to prevent this stuff from happening. Deed thieves really succeed because no one in the family knows where the record's at. That's where the vulnerability comes in. And the lawyer depending on that. And you don't know who the lawyer is. You don't know where the deed exists. You don't know what's supposed to happen in your favor. So that's why I created that legacy binder in the book as well. Y'all gonna see that as well. I make sure that you don't have to come up out of that book for nothing, man. I tell you how to get this done. I'm not playing. It's not just about selling a book. This is a real thing. Not just this is an ad or campaign for the book. No, I'm telling you what to do. I'm giving you the material. That's a masterclass. If you really want to get it done, get it done. I'm not holding shit back. I did the research. Anybody that got the book will tell you. And I put my reputation on the line on it. I'm not playing. Everything I said does happen for you, does happen for you. And you have to do it properly. Look, you want to find out, and everybody thinking the solution to going to, I don't know. It's not. It's really not. As far as whatever they talking about, signing your life away to this government, for example. Let me just summarize it like that. I saw people out there saying, no, this is the remedy. You got to change your status. You got to blah, 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 blah. No. This is a fraudulent government. And you know that to be true because he got paperwork in his hand from the courts. That is not who you put your trust in. See? Notice how we going back to that term trust. That is not who you put your trust in. You put your trust in your family. That's how these fools do it. And the reason why I'm calling them fools is because I don't like them for doing that, but they taking advantage of vulnerable people that don't have no idea of what's going on. And that needs to go. And the courts ain't helping. And that's what I need y'all to understand. Just in New York, just recently became lawful. I mean, illegal. I keep saying lawful. That's the second time I did that. We lied, baby. But it's illegal. It just became illegal in July of 2024. Now, what about every other state?
If you believe that people of color are inherently more violent than white people, you're an idiot or you've been propagandized. I've got people in my comments sections arguing that the reason the homicide rates in these red states are so high is because of all the black people in the Democrat cities within those states. It's garbage. We're putting it to bed right now. I've got FBI homicide rate data. I've got US Census Bureau data. I've got the 5 cities with the highest percentage of their population who self-identifies as black. So according to these people in my comments section, they should have the 5 highest murder rates in the country, right? Number 1 is South Fulton, Georgia, where 90.6% of the population self-identifies as black. Their murder rate, below the national average. You know what else is below the national average? Their poverty rate. I'm sure that's a correlation that won't persist throughout this entire thing and around the world. Number 2, Jackson, Mississippi. 82% self-identify as black. Murder rate is near the top. You know what else is near the top? Their poverty rate. That's 2.63 times higher than the national average and is the 8th highest in the country. Number 3, East Orange, New Jersey. 79.1% self-identify as black. Should have the 3rd highest murder rate in the country, right? It's not in the top 200. It is above the national average, just like their poverty rate. Number 4, Lauderhill, Florida. 76.3% identify as black. Should have the 4th highest murder rate in the country, right? It's not in the top 100. It is above the national average and slightly higher than East Orange, but so is their poverty rate at 19.4%. And number 5, Detroit, Michigan. Should have the lowest murder rate on this list, right? 75.3% self-identify as black. Their murder rate is the 8th highest in the nation. Their poverty rate is the 4th highest in the nation, 3.08 times the national average. Look at this table I'm building. Right now I've got 40 cities with populations of 40,000 or higher sorted by homicide rate. Not a single one of them in this top 40 list is below or at the national average for poverty. They are all above, and as you get higher and higher in magnitudes above the poverty rate, the homicide rate tends to increase. We've got nations around the world who have done this research for years. We know that poverty and lack of opportunity lead to higher crime rates. Look at this map of the states with these high homicide rates. You've got Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, New Mexico, Michigan. People are like, oh, it's the black people. It's the poverty. They're the poorest states in the country. Now, if you want to talk about why these people are so impoverished, you'll probably start asking yourself some questions that make you uncomfortable about a system that allows these things to perpetuate themselves.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good to know knowledge right there. Also, let's look at it this way. Can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this. Yeah, y'all can see this, right? Oh, no. Let me zoom like that. Or should I make it big screen? Let me see. Nah, let me make it big screen. Yeah, let me do it like that. Okay. Y'all can see that. All right, now look. There's another one I got too. I just want to show y'all something really quick. Ain't gonna take that long. Yeah, Palestine, you get it. Egypt, Jordan, where Israel at? They go Syria. Oh, yeah, we gotta go there for a minute. Hold on. We gotta go there for a minute. Yeah, we gotta go there for a minute. Look, what's Syria? Israel at? Where's Israel? Come on, chat. Dang, what you pointing out? Shit, I want you to help me point out where Israel at. Israel's supposed to be right there. Oh, it's in Palestine? Oh, it's in Palestine, ain't it? Where in Palestine? Want me zoom in? Hold on. Okay, there go Jerusalem. Where Israel at? Look, peep game, y'all. The reason why I'm bringing this up, I want to move that over. Hold on. Yeah. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because of two things. It was always Palestine, right? It was always Palestine. And there was no Israel. Israel became Israel in 1948. In
in 1948. Hold on, do I have a picture? Let me make sure I got a picture of the guy's name is David Ben Gurion. I believe his last name is Gurion. Hold up. No, I don't. So I got to pull it up this way. Hold on. This is him right here. Pull it up. This is what he looked like. (1948) April 11th, 1948. Who was Palestine warned with in order for this to happen? It was the British. And guess what? May 14th. May 14th. No, May 14th. Because May 11th is when I was thinking about a particular incident that happened during the war, but May 14th is when it happened. 1948. And then that same day, the United States recognized Israel. May 14th, 1948. Don't y'all ever forget this. Don't y'all ever forget this. Israel is spanking brand new. And you mean to tell me our people are over there right now fighting for them? And I want to play a video. I can't confirm who this lady is. Maybe y'all can help me. But I want to play this video because she did this on April 2nd. Hold up. I got the video. Okay, yeah. April 2nd, which was yesterday. And she was speaking at the Embassy of Israel, which is in Washington, D.C. Hold up. I don't know what her name is, but listen to what she's saying.
Target Jewish students, your actions will not disappear into the darkness. We will shine a light on you that, thanks to Google and SEO, will follow you for the rest of your life. When you look for a job, when you look for a spouse, when you look for a nanny, when you look for anything, our work will always be documented. Again, thanks to Google and SEO. In corporations where DEI leaders smeared Israel, excused Hamas, we pressured CEOs. Some resigned, many were terminated, but policies were changed, thankfully, from governmental to art institutions. Online, where anonymous accounts spread violent threats, we traced patterns, elevated evidence, and worked with authorities, leading to arrests from Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas. And we're not slowing down, sadly. Today, Stop Anti-Semitism, I'm proud to say.
They saying that she works for them, that Stop Anti-Semitism organization. And I'm trying to get her name, but I can't get her name. Maybe somebody can. They mentioned her name before, but I can't remember it, you know, but she was like, apparently she must be knee deep into that organization. But this is what she's saying though. And notice how she mentioned the same states that I mentioned when it came to deed theft.
From Florida, South Carolina, New York, California, and Texas. And we're not slowing down, sadly. Today, Stop Anti-Semitism, I'm proud to say, runs one of the most robust anti-Semitic enforcement operations in the United States, monitoring campuses, digital networks, activist groups, and public officials, documenting incidents in real time and mobilizing millions of people, of allies that are quietly by our side. But the fight is bigger than the exposure, and it's about securing a future where Jewish students can walk across a quad without being screamed at, a future where employers understand that anti-Semitism is not activism, it's bigotry, and it will cause you to lose your job.
Y'all heard that? So they can have added protection and additional protection for their people, but no other group can have something like that in place. And here's another thing. Let me bring this back up. I'm gonna bring this up again until my people get the picture. So at the same time that they not only doing deed theft, they're causing, hold on. They causing these banks to give them investments. Hida Iska is international law for these so-called people that call themselves Jewish to receive a loan from any bank, and that loan immediately turns into an investment, and they do not have to pay interest. This is interest-free money. So you mean to tell me they get interest-free money and they coming at people's door talking about something, this our house now, this our land now? That don't sound like some enemy work right there? That don't sound like we need to do something about it? Yeah, y'all going, yeah, the Zionists, the Khazarians, all of them. And they get mad when we bring up the issue, so they call that unlawful because it's anti-Semitism. Wait a minute. That's why a lot of people out there, trying to hold accountable, what's the name of that group? The International Court of Justice. Do you know they are higher than the United Nations? And hold on. Let me play that video. Hold on. This one right here, I gotta go 9:16. This one right here.
This is a watershed moment for Palestine, for justice and for international law. Israel's occupation has been declared unlawful by the World Court, which has stipulated that it must be terminated completely and as rapidly as possible. The court also found that illegal Israeli occupation violates the UN Charter, human rights and international humanitarian law. The court further unequivocally declared that all Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territory are illegal and must be dismantled, and that all Israeli settlers must be evacuated. The court declared that Israeli illegal occupation not only violates but eviscerates the Palestinian people's right to self-determination in their own land, including the right to their own state. This ruling couldn't be more timely or sorely needed. The Palestinian people have endured unbearable suffering and injustice for decades. This ruling is a vindication of their steadfastness and perseverance. This right must no longer be denied or deferred. The court made clear that the Palestinian people are the only sovereign in the occupied Palestinian.
Deep game. And that's wrong. They said the state of Israel is no longer officially recognized. That's wrong. Because, okay, this is the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice, the ICJ. The ICJ did this in January 26. Listen, 2024. When Israel was invading Palestine. 2024. And remember, I played the videos in my previous live streams on the topic about the war of Iran or whatever they want to call it. And I was showing you how the United Nations was stating that the US and Israel created international, what'd I say? They created, they said, they violated, there we go. They violated international law. So that's basically what they're saying. They're saying the exact same thing. The ICJ is saying that they violated international law. The whole point of bringing this up is that nothing has been done. And the International Court of Justice is recognized as the principal jurisdiction organ of the United Nations. And they dealing with a country that was just recognized as a country in 1948. Is it that hard? And you got multiple divisions in the UN. You even got the Human Rights Division in the UN. And you mean to tell me all they could do is make statements in front of media and nothing happens? Nah, y'all doing that on purpose. She was one of the lady that I played before this. She was one of the heads of the Stop Anti-Semitism group, that organization. And we gonna get her name. I couldn't find it in time, apparently. We gonna get her name, and some of y'all probably know it right now. But you said don't hold them punches, Dane. Nah, we throwing them and connecting. But I appreciate that, Tonio. Thank you for the super chat. Carl Blue, thank you for becoming a member. Josh Crump said, thank you for the 41 months. You said came up with a design for the Niji coin. I'll drop it in the server this week. It can't be in the main chat. It got to be in the Wait, you came up with a design. Put it in the photo. What's the name of that one? The photos. I don't have the 13% up, but there's a section for it. Joshua, there's a section for it so everybody can see it. Where they put their designs at. They gonna say it in the chat, matter of fact. Jay Young, thank you for the gifted. I appreciate that. So at the same time, Sky Daddy 444. Thank you for the super chat. Astina Kazarian is the real problem. Trump is the chairman. There is a pyramid of peace. Dane Calloway, please go into it. Satan will return here. You said Satan? Nah, we ain't wishing them. Listen, they trying to play Satan right now. Okay, they're trying to act like they're the everybody else will be considered the Antichrist, and they believe their walk of life is the way it's supposed to go, right? They believe that they're supposed to have any and everything, as far as that's riches, because they were enslaved. Okay, it goes back because these folks ain't had nothing. Like everybody else that were felt like, they were enslaved, they felt like they should have everything, right? In return. Even our own people feel like that. We should get everything. This is our land, blah, blah, blah. And it's true. It's true. It's just that they were the only ones to act at that time. Okay. And in the 1940s, they were the only ones able to act and take advantage of, having to fund both sides of the war. And they came in when people were vulnerable. They came in at a time when people were vulnerable and the United States helped them. Okay. We talking about the battle of the bankers at that point. The IMF, International Monetary Fund, the reserves. You know how it go back, right? Because okay, and the reason why we know this, I'm gonna say it. The reason why we know this is because you don't gotta go too far back. But the president at that time, I'm trying to think of his name. Y'all probably about to help me right now. I'm trying to think of that. Hold on. What was that president? Was it? I believe it was Roosevelt. I believe Roosevelt was the one that said no. And hold on. I hope I'm right. Trying to think. I think it was Roosevelt that said no. Roosevelt was like, nah. Yeah, I think it was Roosevelt, y'all. I want to be right and exact right now. But it was, in other words, it wasn't that long ago. I know for a fact that it wasn't that long ago when they got a chance to get that done. Hold on. I'm gonna pull, matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Because I want to give y'all that. Yeah, I want to give y'all that. All right. I'm typing it now. You know, JFK, I saw a couple people say JFK. JFK did something similar, but hold up. I'm about to grab it. Okay, I was right. It was Roosevelt. I was right. And then Nixon. Yeah, Nixon was the one that helped them. Woodrow Wilson, Nixon, and you might as well say Donald Trump and Joe Biden. You might as well. But yeah, it was Roosevelt the one that refused. So I was right. Roosevelt was the one that refused. Oh, my fault, y'all. I pulled up. I apologize. I just looked at what y'all was looking at. I apologize. But where were we? Hold on, because now I was thinking about that. We were talking about, we were talking about when it started for them. Yeah. And notice how these people here, the ICJ, International Court of Justice, ain't got no power, and neither does the UN. They have no power. And that's when I was telling you about Hida Iska. That's what I was telling you. The Hida Iska is international law. And people don't know that. It's like not popular. It's just not popular. And this is the person, okay, now I'm going back. Okay. David Ben Gurion is his name, the one that started. He was the first prime minister of they call themselves the Jewish Agency. That's what they called themselves, the Jewish Agency. When you look that up, he was the one that was at the top, at the forefront, leading the community to get that done. Look, notice how right here in this picture, guess who he with? That's Albert Einstein. Yeah, he had a big influence. Okay, right now we know the prime minister being, Netanyahu. But notice how he was going back and forth from here to there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of his education, and some of them, the majority of them, you're going to notice that that's not uncommon. A lot of those people had their education done over here, and then they went back. A lot of them. Okay, a lot of them. Anthropology started in America, but it was already done in the UK. For example, it started late in America. The reason why I brought that up, by way of the education. So they were coming over here teaching our people, well, not only our people, but the people that were coming over here, the other immigrants, their form of education at the top of the 1900s. That's why it's very important to understand the 1900s is so powerful, because at the top of the 1900s, you had that Woodrow Wilson situation happening. And then you got Richard Nixon in there and all the rest of them that was helping these people out. These people didn't have no pull until they start, getting into the political realm of things over here in the United States. But the United States helped them by way of some of these people, religious practices, their beliefs, what they believed in. Once they, felt as though, all right, they got positions everywhere where they play behind the scenes type things and can make moves. I believe they're threatening Trump. Let me say it right now. I believe they're threatening Trump to get this done. Even though Trump's brother is a part of their organization, and I made y'all do the homework on that note. He's one of the presidents of one of their fraternities, of their Jewish, community, but so-called. But yeah, and I don't believe Trump is too far away from that. That's why I told you that, in my opinion, I believe he is a crypto Jew. He's a crypto Jewish person. And look that up. Look up Crypto Jew. And then, you know, I told you about that too. Don't forget that. So you can know what's going on. All right. And on that topic, let me show you this. Hold on. Let me pull this up. So this is another reason why you see a lot of people out there that's against what's going on in Iran. Because technically what they're trying to do is take over that land. It's not theirs. You see what's going on? It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. So on April 2nd, this happened.
Tonight, the unthinkable happened, and the world will never look at Middle Eastern air power the same way again. In the span of a single night, 40 of the most advanced fighter aircraft ever constructed, the F-35 Adir, the crown jewel of Israeli air superiority, each unit worth over $100 million, were destroyed on the ground before a single pilot could reach a cockpit. $4 billion in American-built aerospace technology vaporized in darkness. Not by a peer military with aircraft carriers and satellite constellations, by Iran, by a nation that Washington has spent 5 decades trying to strangle through sanctions, covert operations, and relentless diplomatic pressure. The instrument of destruction was the FATH 360, a precision ballistic missile system that the Western defense establishment had largely dismissed as a regional nuisance, a short-range weapon, a propaganda piece. Something to be intercepted, neutralized, managed. Last night, that dismissal cost Israel its entire forward airstrike capability in a single operational window. Nevatim Air Base, the primary home of Israel's F-35.
They said the Nevatim Air Base, they knocked it out.
Fleet, and the launch point for every major Israeli airstrike across the region, was hit by a coordinated salvo, so precise, so compressed in timeline, and so overwhelming in volume that Iron Dome, David Sling, and every layer of layered defense Israel possessed could not prevent the catastrophe from unfolding. By the time the smoke cleared over the Negev desert, the strategic equation of the Middle East had been permanently rewritten. Israel had entered the night as the dominant air power in the region. It exited the night as a nation without an offensive air force. And Washington, which had guaranteed Israel's qualitative military edge as a cornerstone of American foreign policy for half a century, found itself staring at a gap in its regional architecture that no emergency resupply can fill overnight. Tonight's analysis takes you inside the strike. We will break down the FATH 360's technical architecture and why it defeated every defense system thrown against it. We will examine how Iran planned and executed a simultaneous multi-base assault without triggering early warning until it was too late. We will assess what the loss of 40 F-35s means for Israel's capacity to continue operating across every theater it is currently engaged in.
Now,
and we will map the geopolitical shockwave now radiating outward from this single night, reaching Washington, Moscow, Beijing, and every Gulf.
And how we know that this is true is because they also knocked out their sewer plant, Israel's sewer plant. And they said they wanted them to feel shitty about their decision. And they meant that in a literal sense. So they're a lot of their streets are flooded in sewage water. Multiple videos out there. In Israel, yeah, in Israel. They said Tel Aviv. And then this happened today. This was about 2 hours ago, maybe 3.
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News report. A search and rescue operation now underway after an American fighter jet went down in Iran. One pilot rescued, but another crew member is still missing. It's not clear if the F-15E jet was shot down or crashed. Iran is offering a bounty for the capture of any crew members. This is the first time the U.S. has lost an aircraft in Iran during the war, which began more than a month ago. Israel has paused airstrikes in the area and is helping in the search. And a U.S. A-10 Warthog aircraft was also hit by Iran today. Soaring fuel prices are extending beyond the gas pump. Amazon is adding a temporary...
That was quick. Wait, what hit Iran? God damn, that was fast.
Warthog aircraft was also hit by Iran.
Wait, what was here?
And a U.S. A-10 Warthog aircraft was also hit by Iran today. Soaring fuel prices are...
That was fast. Look at this. Right behind that, fuel prices. Amazon adds 3.5% surcharges, fuel prices rise. They trying to put it back on the consumer. All of this for a little bitty town. Type 13 if you against what's going on. What Trump's decision was to help Israel. Type 1 if you feel as though they should be helping Israel because they allies. Type 14 if you don't care. I see you, chat. Some people said 13 and 14. All right, so one of the people that's in the Department of War, and I remember when I told y'all, what time is it now? I wonder if I should play this right now. I do want to play it right now because remember when I was telling y'all about we got to be careful about what they're trying to do as far as a false flag is concerned. And it was one of the people that's in the Department of War, I believe is Representative Burchett. Hold on, let me grab that video. Yeah, Burchett. Man, y'all gotta be mindful of what they trying to impose. You know, just listen to this.
I don't have the tinfoil hat on just yet, Congressman, but I'm wondering, you know, kind of how you react to that because you are connected, you're on the UFO subcommittee. I mean, I'm just wondering what you make of that. Have you heard anything like that?
Well, I'm still a member of Congress, so I can't really comment too much on what Matt said. But I will say this.
Wait, seriously? Are you being serious or is that tongue in cheek?
I'm being 100% serious. Okay. I've been 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is. And I'll just tell you this, if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago. And it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would demand answers.
See, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, and he trying to make it seem like he for the people. He been in the government for years. He already middle-aged and stuff like that. If it was something breaking and so, I mean, okay, I guess they'll come after him, you know, oh, you breaching security, blah, 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 blah. But if it's something that the Americans should know and is really biting you and keeping you up at night like you claim, and it's dealing with aliens or whatever you want to call it, you need to be disclosing what that information is. Why would you hold that back and then mention that you know of information on a news channel where people can see it, knowing that people are going to see it, but you just want them to, you know, fill in the gap? Like, I don't like shit like that. That's I don't trust them. I think the aliens are them. I think the reptilians are them. I don't trust you.
And we need to, but you know, it's never going to get. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting covered up, and the people that know are dying or disappearing, as the case may be.
Dying or disappearing, and you don't think that's a threat to humanity? So you mean to tell me that the government knows information where crimes against humanity is happening to its own Americans, and all of a sudden, you, being a part of Congress, you feel like you shouldn't disclose that information because of that? That should be public information. I mean, you said that Americans were flipped their wig. Yeah, because you've been holding it back for so long, and what? Y'all can't do nothing about it? Is it more to it? What is it? Like, why don't you just let us know? People dying, people disappearing. State what it is.
Wow.
And for the record, I'm not suicidal. and I don't take risks. So.
I'm glad you said that. I'm speechless, Congressman.
So, so you saying that it's threats to him? I don't know. Maybe he trying to claim that it's threats to him. He not suicidal. I guess he's saying that just in case he, get taken out. But what information are you stating that they could take you out? What are you saying?
You should be. You should be. And I told the president, release it all. And the problem is the people that are around the president don't know and the president doesn't know the questions to ask. A few of us are going to have to get with the president and tell him what he needs to ask and where he needs to look. I mean, we're in meetings and they give addresses and tell locations of items, I'll just say. And the public has a right to know, dadgummit. It's your tax dollars.
Absolutely.
It's our tax dollars. I don't like the Democrats nor the Republicans. Talking about something, we in this party. We in this party, we gonna be doing that. Y'all partying, huh? Who the DJ? Who benefiting from that party? Who benefits from a party? Do you feel good? It make you feel good? You get to put on your best. You dress to impress. You meeting new people, rubbing shoulders with people, taking pictures with people, dancing with people, and then what? There's people out there still living in poverty. There's things that are put in play to kill the American people. But nah, let's just party. We all gonna die one day. Fuck it. That's how society should be. Not on my watch. Not on my watch,
Congressman.
I'm informing my people.
Being as forthcoming.
Awareness is the key thing. Awareness is a key thing. And they not going to talk about this part in the news neither, by the way, y'all.
As you have been tonight. And we look forward to having you back. Look, I know Donald Trump wants to disclose something. He hasn't done it yet, but I think he wants to be the president to do that. Tim Burchett, thank you.
He does.
He said he does. So they got Trump back. Yeah, he wanted to disclose it, but he just can't. These folks acting scary, and you're supposed to be leading the country. What y'all think? Again, they leaving it up to the people to think for themselves. He said you got a party with Diddy. I'm pretty sure Diddy got all of them on tape. I'm pretty sure Diddy got tapes on everybody. I'm pretty sure he do. Epstein too. They got tapes on Epstein, they got tapes on Diddy and everybody else that was involved. Yeah. We are our own leaders. I agree with that. We have to be our own leaders and take lead and do what's best for our people. We shouldn't be sitting back waiting because these people do not have our best interests in mind. And they never have, ever since the inception of this government. So I just wanted to show you guys, I don't want to go into further with this UAP topic. Not yet. I'm gonna leave that for a different live stream. Yeah, let me leave that for a different live stream because there's information on that's been coming out by the Pentagon as well. It's more information that has come out. But, they want to admit to guilt. I don't think the government will ever admit to its own guilt. Same thing with slavery. Like, that's why they're creating, these multiple slavery task force to study slavery in America. They never want to admit to being guilty of what they were doing because it was more than just our people involved. And don't forget, that's the reason why these other people are not complaining. We're the only ones complaining. We thinking that we getting the short end of the stick, and we are getting the short end of the stick. And I agree, we should be receiving reparations, but it has to be more than just money. Because again, these foreigners coming over here, literally trying to take our land. We saw this guy, he was trying to take somebody's land.
Look, it's the second time he came around.
We can't forget that. We can't let this stuff slide. And he got paperwork, Louis Vuitton belt, you know, like what are we doing? And they were able to legally get this done. Nah, that gotta cease. A lot of this stuff gotta cease. I'm gonna bring up this topic right here. As far as what the Africans were saying about so-called Black Americans, I'm gonna be bringing this up tomorrow because that's gonna take us that's probably gonna be like a whole nother 2-hour conversation. And I wanna have a separate thumbnail for that. But I may even switch this thumbnail, we'll see, because I really wanted to keep it at what this topic was about. So our people can understand that there is something that they could do to prevent all of that. 1, 2, but what the problem is, why a lot of our people's lands were stolen and why it's still happening to this very day. A lot of our families are not having with them keeping their houses in their families. They're losing the houses. And that's a very good asset to have in your portfolio. Especially when we got to pay interest when it comes to a loan and they don't. Like, it's a whole bunch of unfair stuff that got to stop. So that got to stop. The deed theft, the heater iska, this is not fair. We need to, like, I understand we should come together and, fight for reparations. But again, this government is not going to work in our favor. So we have to band together and build our own. We have to band together and build our own. We can't let this stuff, like, come on, bro. Come on. We can't let them slide with this. Stop this. Got to do something about it. I'm going to end it on that note. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening is, let me make sure I got my time together. Yeah. So tomorrow evening, probably a little early because it's going to be Saturday, probably a little earlier. And I'm going to get back up with y'all because I know the next topic, I need that to be a separate video for sure. That I got a lot of stuff to say about that. Most likely I probably will open up the panel on that topic too because it's a heavier topic as well. Same thing with this one, for real. But yeah, this I'm so glad that people get a chance to see this. That's why I gotta stop this one. I need more people to see it. Share it with your folk, y'all. Share it with your folk. It gotta stop. I love y'all to death. I'm gonna see y'all later on tomorrow evening. Probably a little bit earlier in the evening time, maybe even afternoon. Either way, you gonna see the thumbnail pop up. I'll see you all tomorrow. Y'all take care. What up?
OCO free thinkers.
I make you think, yeah. I make you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you think, yeah. I made you think, yeah. I made you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you
He's here to make you think.
I make you think, yeah. I make you think, I make you think, yeah. I make you think, yeah. I made you think, yeah. I made you think, I make you think,
It's Dane Calloway.